Hello everyone. In this video I'll be talking about the topic of epigenetics, ancestral memory, and healing. Epigenetics is a branch or subsection of the field of genetics that deals with the way in which our consciousness and our environment interact to influence genetic expression. What this means is that what we perceive as the genetic coding in the DNA is not really deterministic or set in stone. We can access more than one potentiality, more than one form of genetic expression. It's as if there's a field of information, some type of storage or database that carries multiple programs, and depending on our consciousness and our environment, we have the potential to access or activate different programs. From the perspective of biology and biological survival, we could understand how biological organisms would tend to use this memory mechanism to adapt, to cope with their surroundings and survive, both on the individual level and on the species level. In a sense, the prime directive of a biological organism is survival. And the various responses and reactions of our body are often designed for that purpose, even when we don't really consciously recognize that that's the case. Sometimes an illness or disease process is actually part of a survival mechanism, something that was designed or developed in some other time and place to cope with that particular environment. What this means in terms of our health is that when we're told we have a genetic tendency or vulnerability toward a certain condition, we can see that that is something that's not determined. It's not a definite reality that we'll experience. It's just a potential, something that could be activated since we have access to that particular program or expression from our ancestors. And when our ancestors developed that particular pattern, it was not for a negative purpose. It was not to make themselves ill or to cause disease. It was actually a form of coping or adaptation that was in some way designed for survival. It has been found that when a particular genetic pattern is developed in response to an environment, that memory or that particular pattern of expression can be carried down through multiple future generations or descendants. However, depending upon the environment that those future generations will experience, that particular program of genetic expression may be either continued or extinguished. That organism can revert back to its previous programming if it's not being continually exposed to those same stresses or challenges in the environment. Therefore, we're all continuing to adapt as our consciousness, both on a conscious and subconscious level, responds and adapts to the environment that we experience. If we're seeking to promote healing for ourselves, these concepts are helpful to recognize and understand, since we find that we have the power to shift our consciousness as well as the power to adapt and to also intentionally choose healthier environments. We can choose the foods we eat, the chemicals we are exposed to, We can choose the types of jobs that we work in, the families that we live in, the social environments that we experience. We have some ability to choose those, to select, and based on those environments, we can shift or turn on and off different forms of genetic adaptations. Therefore, epigenetics sheds light on this process of health and healing, on how diseases or illnesses may be triggered, and also how they can be resolved, how we can bring them into remission. I encourage each of you to read and research more about epigenetics and how we have this potential to heal ourselves, to not feel that there's some type of destiny determined in our genes, to realize that there are multiple possibilities or potentials, that we can create a healthy experience for ourselves, even if our ancestors were reacting to challenging circumstances. We don't have to maintain those same reactions or adaptations. We can adapt to our current environment, and we can even intentionally seek out healthier environments so that we can exist in more of a balanced and harmonious state. As a therapist, I work on multiple levels, on the level of the conscious mind, the subconscious and superconscious mind, with the thoughts, with the emotions, with the energy patterns and energy flow, and with the lifestyle, the diet, the nutrition, exercise, and sleep patterns, the social environments. All of those factors contribute to our health and wellness. I hope that this video has presented some valuable ideas and insights. And for those that are looking to learn more about holistic health, healing, and spirituality, I invite you to watch more of my YouTube videos. Also to visit my website at www.phinsights.com. That's PHINSIGHTS.com. For now, I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.